What is going on, everyone? My name is Matt, and I just got back from vacation, and I want to talk about some Air Pokemon cards. I had a wonderful time, except for my phone got water damaged, and so if I look a little bit crystal clearer, I have the brand new iPhone, so you can thank the ocean for that. We're doing a light version of the Air sales recap. Don't have time to do the full spiel, but I think we should still have some fun today, so let's get right into it. Alright, kicking things off, we have a Fantina trainer card, and this is a wonky twisted miscut. You can see twisted over quite a bit, a few degrees. The back is consistent like that too. Listed for $200 and sold for $175. Again, the one thing I don't like about this format is I don't get to show the non-error card because I don't have time. But I think this is still fun to look at the cards and see what they sold for. Here we have a Magnemite, and this is a pretty severe miscut that I believe was really undersold. Holy cow. Okay, so it held firm at $30 for this one. And look at that, let's take a look. That's like 25% of another card. That's ridiculous. And shifted down to, is this NFC? Oh, crap. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, never mind. I thought this was a factory one. That makes more sense. Great job, Matt, you moron. I'm always confused here how these can go for so little just because it's a PGC-10. I feel like people need to resubmit these to a different grading company because it always seems like they're so much cheaper. I don't have the data in front of me, but I can guarantee you that $760 for a perfect card is definitely a steal. Even a grade 9. Let's take a look. Okay, so grade 9 would be about comparable. Grade 9.5 and then 10. So you got a big jump there. I think that's worth the risk, you know, especially if you take a good look at the card and see, is there anything on there that could, you know, potentially impact the grade. But if you see it's perfect, I think this could be a good investment opportunity. And obviously, purchasing via auction, you do get a little bit of a discount. But yeah, cool little off-center error here. I think this would constitute as an off-center for the other grading companies, but yeah, probably safe to go with CGC for this one. Oh, okay. So next up we have an Ancient Mew promo card. Just double check it's not a Nintendo error. I see an N there, so I think we're good. But apparently the error here is that the front is showing, even though it's still sealed. So typically you see only the back of the card. That's how they were meant to be stored. And you can see, not here, but here, there's the front of the card. So as long as this packaging is legit, that is pretty cool. Let's see what this sold for. $200. That's not bad. That's not bad, honestly. Kind of cool. You know, again, misprints and errors can come in all shapes and sizes. And so seeing this is pretty neat. Is that a little off-center too? Not much, but yeah, very cool to see that. The Costco exclusive. I didn't know that was a thing. Does it say Costco on it? But here we have a square cut error. Got it graded a CGC 9.5. All four corners are square. Does that say it's very, very low quality? Is this higher? Even worse. Does this say Costco somewhere, or is this just kind of known that this is the what is given out? This is like one of the promo cards. I really don't know, but that's cool. I mean, square cut errors are pretty rare. More common for modern cards, but still very, very neat to see. Now, you all are very nice, but I think I say cool way too much. We need to find a better amount of words I can say. God, that was bad. I need to say words better. I need to say different words to say how I think a card should look. There we go. All right, I'll be referring back to this to make sure I don't make any more of a fool of myself. Ooh, okay, so next up we have this, a Charizard GX with a miscut. So we have the miscut label here from PSA, and I just double checked and sold for $700, and it was listed for that. Let's take a look. So we have an alignment dot here and shifted a decent amount, consistent on the back, alignment dot right there. And boy, for the life of me, I could not tell you what this non-error price is. I'm not going to do this for everyone, but it's just when the ones I'm so out of practice with. Okay, so grade 7, 273, so that's not bad. Again, for a Charizard, EVI is never going to be high, but that adds quite a bit of value to this card. That is spectacular. All right, next up we have a first edition Suicune with the double hollow variant. So I believe this one you can tell whitening around here. So I think it's around all of it, but especially the ribbons here. We got a swirl there too, very cool. And EVI is, whoa. So we didn't get the double hollow variant label from PSA. And I think this is just, boy, that's making me second guess it, but I think that's just a weird angle. We'll take this person's word for it, but I saw it sold for 900 euros. So I'd assume that's a pretty decent EVI. EVI is usually between 200 and 400% for first edition double hollow variants. So not bad. Again, I hope this is an error. Otherwise, I'm just showing crap here. Next up, PSA 7 Shadowless Ninetales with the no damage error. There should be, I believe, 80 here. That is missing. Or is it 20? I think it's 80. And 80, yes, it's 80. And this sold for $850. PSA 7. That is always just incredible to see this. Very neat. I won't talk about this, but we have best offer price of $14.88. So couldn't go any higher than that for this sale. So I wonder if the price is going down now. Oh, all right, here we go. So here we have a first edition Vulpix with the blue butt error, the blue dot error in the PSA 9. So I remember Bulbapedia says that the first edition version of this, so this happens on the standard edition and first edition, and this is much rarer on the first edition. Honestly, I don't think I've talked about this too many times, probably a handful of times in just about a year here, 2 or 3 times. Very cool, very clean card. Obviously the highest grade I've seen for this because I've only seen it pop up a few times, and sold for $500. That's very, very cool. That's a staggering sale, if you ask me. Holy cow. Boy. Alright, here's one I haven't talked about in a while, actually. So, Z&G Emporium, we have a consignment listing here, and this is a first edition Ivy Pikachu promo card. First edition stamp should not be there, or if it, I think it was supposed to be there, but very, very rare. And sold for a lot in auction. $1,125. We had 28 bids. I'm always curious, what does Z&G started at? Boy, so they're just confident enough that they have enough people following them that the price will jump up high enough, starting at 99 cents. I would just get too scared that no one's going to see it, and then I would end up giving away something crazy like this for very cheap. But clearly they know what they're doing, and I do not. Grade 9 example. I'm not sure if we've seen a grade 10 before. We'll give a little love here. We have first edition Butterfree with the D error. Oh, it's that eBay error again where it won't zoom in all the way. But PSA 10 in auction sold for $300 with the same consignment shop. $1,500. Not going to talk about it though. All right, this one got the error label with the, good lord, right here, double hollow error, double hollow variant. This doesn't look like a double hollow error unless it's different for a first edition, but these tail feathers should all be swallowed up. Is this supposed to be a... So unless it's just the photo in that other listing, this is what it should look like. Swallowed up right here. All the tail feathers and everything really covered by the hollow. That's not looking like it. Even with a different angle, I don't think that is. Boy, did someone just submit it and just hoping that PSA would say it was and they could get a little bit more money? I don't know, but my money says that's not a double hollow variant. That's like the easiest one to tell in my opinion. In the normal episode, I would have talked about this. Of course, that's small. Right here, Crimp, PSA, Crimp, base set Squirtle. Base set 2 Squirtle, good lord. $52 in auction. Pretty clean Crimp here. We got not perfectly left to right, up and down, but pretty darn close. Same seller with a Bulbasaur with the Crimp. Look at that. Same Crimp pattern, so probably from the same pack. That's pretty cool, especially with how old these cards are, because that's base set. The other one was base set 2. Interesting. I don't know why they... Again, I've heard it's very, very hard to replicate a crimping machine, like so much so that I don't think anyone does it, but that's a little interesting. Okay, so this is just a fake Pokemon card. I don't believe this is an error. The only thing it could be is the shift, the hollow shift here. I don't know if that happens in the first edition or not, and if you say this is the error, and you paid close to $250, we'll see. That is not an error. That's a scam. Okay, good. $48. That's much better. And they say, no refunds here. All sales are final. So I'm glad that was not as expensive as it looked like. Here we have a base set Clefairy PSA 7 example with the red heart error. And this would be one of the more severe examples because it has a full circle around it. Some are seen with a very light circle and some might have no circle at all, I believe. but sold for a lot. $800. Holy cow. That's inspiring. It really is. I don't want to click in, but PSA 5 base set Chansey with the black dot error. Very neat. Now this Dark Ivysaur, I've never seen before, and it not only got crimped, it got cut right here. So best of game promo. So I'm assuming this is from if you were to do a Pokemon tournament. Never seen this artwork before. And how did it get crimped and cut too? That's incredible. So were they handing this out and then someone who had like a stack of them decided who got the crimped and cut one? Don't know how that works, but very interesting and listed for $100, sold for $100. Let's take a look at the back here. Boy, that's neat. It really is. So it looks like, do they add a little extra something here to ensure that it doesn't slide around? It looks like they have a little bit of extra plastic there because if I'm not mistaken, this otherwise would slide up and down a decent bit. So interesting to see how they kind of accommodate for different crypt and cut errors. I know we've seen some that are very small. So do they have like several pieces of plastic holding that in? I don't know. Cool card though. I think they probably should have sold for more, but yeah, fun to see, fun to talk about. Next up we have Noivern G from Burning Shadows, and we have some alignment dots. Let's take a look. So this is the Big Brain miscut, and look at that, they weren't lying. A few alignment dots there, one right next to the other. Another portion of a card here, you can see the line here dividing the two cards. Don't see any info on the bottom of the card, and we have that same exact Big Brain on the top with one clear alignment dot and another one partially showing, and a lot of blue. That's pretty neat. This was listed for $250 and sold for $150. If this was a regular episode, we'd be playing that fat bottom music. But it's not. But look at this. We have a base set Gyarados with the fat bottom with several alignment dots. This is PSA 6 miscut. Alignment dot, back, same, but we don't see the alignment dots, but this would be miscut, not misaligned. Listed for $1,000. Sold for $650. And this really is a miraculous card. I love it. Holy cow. To see vintage cards like this be miscuts, especially with that fat bottom, pretty neat. I do think, even though I have a music for the fat bottoms, I kind of like the other ones where it cuts off the information here and you have another card with the information. I think personally that is cooler, but I'm never going to knock this because that is incredible. All right, next up we have a first edition Ivy Pikachu. This is a raw example of this, selling by someone who has not sold many. Again, that's not bad at all, but like, it's pretty sick to be selling a cool ass card like this when you don't sell too many. And we got, oh, never mind. Okay, I thought that I was say we put on our investor hats and see, are we going for a PSA 10 here? But this also was listed for $700, sold for $400. Not in the best shape, but you know, if you got a card that's not in the best shape and you get $400, that's pretty baller. All right, PSA needs to be more consistent. Here we have a Houndoom PSA 9, and this is the double hollow variant, but no label. I don't know if this is maybe an older one, but you know, usually it's like, oh, is there a white line around it? Well, I think we can see the hollows going pretty much through Houndoom. There are some fat daddies right there too, boy. And Swirl right there. So yeah, I think it's safe to say this is a double hollow variant. PSA didn't want to say it. But it is listed for $1,000. Sold for $1,000. Boy. So I think when you get to the grade 9 like that, that's where it could jump up more than 200% for the EVI because the population is much less. So very cool, strong double hollow variant because you don't typically see, like, it's not guaranteed you'll see that much hollow going through Houndoom. All right, here's not a big dog, but a cool one. So we have a first edition Pikachu Jungle Set from Jungle Set, and would this be a water obstruction? Let's get back here. It looks like it. So again, one really good way to tell with this is look at the back. If you saw damage on the back of the card, then it's almost guaranteed that it's after it left the factory, but this looks like a legit water obstruction. Unless they taped up the whole card and one little portion was peeking out in the sun, because that doesn't really look like a typical water obstruction, but that would be my guess. Oh, I don't know. You guys be the judge of that. That's a tough one. I don't know if I would pull the trigger on that, but still cool. It makes the card unique, but I guess from my perspective, no guarantee to say it is an error. Okay, so the highest one we've seen here, 2,400 or best offer. I don't feel like looking, but not bad. Incomplete hollow for 30 bucks. Okay, that's just, you got one angle. I'm not buying that. Nicht bewerte. I'm never gonna try it. Excellent. It's not excellent either. I wouldn't trust this person. You need like 6-7 angles or a good video to tell if it's a mirror hollow. Another grass energy that done got effed up. It happens to grass energies more than anything. Apparently, or at least they're sold more than other ones. Alright, next up, I believe this is missing a number here. So we have another one. No, it's not. What's the error? It's a secret rare and has a holographic finish. Alright, I don't know too much about that, but okay, I guess yeah. So these look like they are non-hollows. This is a holographic finish, cool. I'm not looking up, I'm sorry, I'm not invested in it. I might have talked about this one already, I definitely did, but I'll just talk about it again because it shocks me. Inksplash Icarp error, 25 Great British Pounds. That's a steal, good lord. Alright, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I'm not going to make an interesting thumbnail or anything because I don't think this is my best work, and I don't want new people seeing this. So this is just for the OGs. I hope it gave you a little bit of entertainment this week. I'm tired from vacation. I lost a phone. I almost lost my watch in the ocean. It fell off for about 20 minutes, and luckily I found it. I was jumping in the waves. Holy cow. That would have been awful. But despite all that, I'm happy to be back. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you next Friday. Goodbye.